one question for you. Just one question to get things started and maybe set the table for my message. But I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need a show of hands in response to my question. Will you help me out?
Yeah.
Here's the question. How many of you, by a show of hands now, how many of you recognize the name Whitney Houston? Anybody? Oh my, do you recognize Whitney Houston? Who was Whitney? Anybody?
Singer.
That's right, she was a singer. Oh, she was an actress too, but she's really noted for all those beautiful songs that she recorded and that wonderful voice. Now, I mentioned Whitney here this morning to get things started, only because I was listening to my radio not too long ago. And one of Whitney's songs was on the air, and this was a gorgeous song, beautiful song. And in this particular song, there was an incredible lyric. I'm starting to see a little fear build up in all you. And I want all of you to relax. We're going to have a good time here today. We're going to have fun. I'm not going to sing. And I'm not going to sing because I can't, but I can recite. And Whitney's lyric went like this. Now, don't miss this. This is important. Whitney said, "It's funny how life just falls into place somehow. It's funny how life just falls into place somehow." And as I listened to Whitney sing that beautiful song and I heard that incredible lyric, I thought, is that really true? Does our life just fall into place somehow? Or is there something we could do that would direct the outcome of our lives? Is there something we could do that would enhance our chance in life? Well, Madam Director, ladies and gentlemen, I intend to make the point here this morning. I intend to make the point here that, yes, there is something we can do that will direct the outcome of our lives. There is something we can do that will enhance our chance in life. As a matter of fact, I know what prevents you from becoming a better leader, a better manager, a better speaker, a better lover, a better teacher, a better parent, a better school teacher, a better secretary, a better club officer, a better district officer. I know what prevents each one of you in this room from maximizing your human effectiveness and enhancing your chance in life. Would you like to know what that is?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you. It's the way that you talk to yourself. The way that you talk to yourself. Now, just out of curiosity, how many of you actually do talk to yourself? Can I see your hands? Good. A lot of hands went up, but I couldn't help it. Notice that some of you didn't raise your hands. And I know what you're thinking. Those of you who did not raise your hands, you're sitting there thinking, no, I don't believe I talk to myself. Oh, yes, you do. You do. I do. We all do. We talk to ourselves every waking minute of every waking hour, and it's the way that we talk to ourselves that can direct the outcome of our lives. And you and I have a chance, starting right here today, we have a chance to enhance our chance in life if we'll just change the way that we talk to ourselves. And you know how we should be talking to ourselves? Why we should be getting up each morning, putting our feet on the floor, running to the window, looking outside and saying, "Good morning, Lord." But you know how most people talk to themselves? They drag themselves out of bed. They drag themselves to the window. They glance outside and they say, "Oh, good Lord, it's morning." We need to change the way that we talk to ourselves. I had a similar experience with my son, Wayne Jr. Back when he played baseball in high school. I'll never forget it. Wayne Jr. came to me one morning and he said, Dad, we have one of our most important games today, and I sure hope you don't come to see me play because I'm just going to mess up. I amended the actual language. But what my foul-mouthed teenage son meant was he was going to mess up. Now, would any of you venture a guess as to what happened to Wayne Jr. in that game that day? Can't you see it's the way that we talk to ourselves that can direct the outcome of our lives? And you and I have a chance to enhance our chance in this life if we'll just change the way that we talk to ourselves. You know, maybe we should talk to ourselves the way that Dave Yoho does. Dave Yoho. I am not making that name up. Dave Yoho was a keynote speaker at one of our Toastmasters International Conventions a few years back. Dynamite speaker, excellent speaker, huge success, big demand for him to be a speaker on their program. But he told that listening audience of some 2,000 Toastmasters and guests, he told that listening audience that every day that he would get up, he would repeat these words over and over again as he was shaving in front of the mirror. Here's the way successful Dave Yoho would talk to himself. He'd look into that mirror and he'd say, "You are a unique and precious being, created by God for very special purposes. I am ever doing the best that I can. This day belongs to me and no one can take it away. And God has sent me on this journey and He will care for me until its end." Isn't that a tremendous affirmation? Isn't that the way that we should be talking to ourselves? You know, I guess I had all of this brought back to me very vividly, Tim, back when I served as district governor. It seems like just the other day that I was the governor, but if I had to be real honest with you, Wayne, I'd have to tell you it's been over 25 years. But even though it's been so many years, I can still remember that after I was elected to serve as your governor, I soon found out that one of the most important jobs, one of the most important responsibility of a district governor is to travel around the district and to promote and develop and motivate Toastmasters to grow and to build and to expand. Isn't that right, Tim?
Yes.
Come on, belt it out. Yes! Well, I can remember so well when I served as your governor, I was oftentimes heard traveling around the district saying, if you want to become a better leader, if you want to become a better manager, if you want to become a better speaker, then all you got to do is just join Toastmasters. All you got to do. Well, Tim, I don't say that anymore. Let me tell you what I say now, and please don't jump on me. Let me explain. I now say that just joining Toastmasters will not make you a better leader, a better manager, a better speaker. And the reason why I say that now is, when I served as your governor, I gave a speech. I think it was up in Thousand Oaks. And I was speaking to a group of Toastmasters and non-Toastmasters alike. There was about, 75, 100 people there. And during the course of delivering that speech, I was extolling the virtues of Toastmasters. I was telling that listening audience that they could become all they want just by joining Toastmasters. All they had to do was just join Toastmasters. And after I had delivered that speech, I had this Toastmaster come over to me. The biggest Toastmaster I've ever seen. I don't know how tall he was, 6'8", 6'9". He might have been 7 foot tall. I just knew if he were to grow another inch, he'd fork. This was a tall Toastmaster. And he kept running up to me with his uhs and his ahs and totally devoid of any eye contact and terrible English. I mean, terrible grammar. He walked up to the governor and he says, "Is you the district governor?" I said, "Yes, I is." No. I did not say that. I said, "Yes, I am. What can I do for you?" He said, "I just want to tell you, I listened to your speech and I kind of enjoyed it. But I don't believe a word of it." Now there's an evaluation. There's an evaluation of your speech that will open up your sinuses, I guarantee you. I said, "That's very interesting. Tell me more." He said, "Well, I've been a member of Toastmasters now for over 6 years, and it hasn't helped me." And believe me, he didn't have to tell me that. I said, "You tell me you've been a member of Toastmasters for over 6 years. Would you mind if I just asked you a few questions? Just a few questions?" He said, "Not at all." I said, "Well, as a Toastmaster now for over 6 years, have you attained your DTM, your Distinguished Toastmaster, the highest level of recognition in Toastmasters? Are you now a DTM?" He said, "Well, no." He says, "As a matter of fact, though, I can remember back in the early years, back when I first joined Toastmasters, I remembered I attended a district conference, and there were a lot of distinguished Toastmasters there. You can always tell them they wear a special little badge. And I remember looking around the room at all of those distinguished Toastmasters, and I just said to myself, I am never going to be able to reach that top level of distinction. I will never be a DTM. I just told myself I can't achieve it. Can't you see it's the way that we talk to ourselves that can direct the outcome of our lives? And you and I have a chance to enhance our chance in this life if we'll just change the way that we talk to ourselves. I said to that Toastmaster, I said, now, how often does your club meet? He said, well, my club meets every Thursday morning. I said, that's very interesting. How often do you attend your weekly Thursday meeting? He said, oh, I can't attend every Thursday. I said, just tell me, on average, how often do you attend your weekly meeting? And Tim, this is a true story. I'm repeating it just exactly the way the conversation went. He said, I attend my club meeting probably on average once a month. I said, well, if you're attending your club only once a month, how often are you the featured speaker, the prepared speaker on the program? He said, oh, I can't give a speech every time I go. I said, just tell me on average, how often do you speak in your club? He said, well, if I had to guess, probably 2 or 3 times a year. I said, well, if you're only attending 2 or 3 times a year, have you completed any of your manuals? He said, my what? I said, yeah, your manuals. You remember when you first joined Toastmaster, you gave your icebreaker? He said, oh, yes. I remember giving that icebreaker, and that was the most disastrous experience I've ever had. After I gave that icebreaker, me and my beads of sweat, my knocky knees, we staggered around the room, and I slumped down in my chair. I looked around the table at all of the other members of that club, and I just said to myself, I'm never going to be as good a speaker as the rest of the members of this club. Morning, Herb. Everyone, welcome Herb Nowell. Past international director and speaker par excellence. Welcome. We introduced you earlier. We applauded you. So you get your applause to okay. Hit that pause button. We're ready to go back to work. Remember now, this Toastmaster sat down. He looked around the table at all the other Toastmasters in his club, and he said, I'm never going to be as good a speaker as the rest of the members of this club. So I just gave up using that manual. I don't even know where it is. Isn't that too bad? Isn't it too bad that that Toastmaster hasn't learned what I hope everyone in this room has learned? And that is that, well, that is that life is competition. But here inside Toastmasters, are we really competing with ourselves? Don't we compete with ourselves every week to be a little bit better this week than we were last week, and to be a little bit better next week than we were this week? Isn't that what competition is all about here in Toastmasters? And it's too bad that Toastmaster hadn't figured that out. Finally, I asked this Toastmaster one last question. I said, now, as a member of your club for over 6 years, have you given anything back to your club by serving as a club officer? He said, oh, no. He said, oh, no. I told him early on that I couldn't be a club officer because I wasn't born with the leadership gene. I said, what in the world are you talking about? Wasn't born with the leadership gene. I said, surely you read the paper. And the paper I read where mothers give birth to little boys and mothers give birth to little girls. But I never read where mothers ever given birth to a leader. Never read it. Never read where mothers ever given birth to a speaker, for that matter. But now I do read where leaders and speakers die. And that must mean that somewhere between birth and death, there must be something an individual can do. There must be some place an individual can go to develop their communication and leadership and speaking skills. And ladies and gentlemen, isn't that the great organization of Toastmasters? Isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's too bad that Toastmaster hadn't figured that out. Everyone, I want you to say hello to Creta now. As you you show up late, you may get embarrassed. Sit down, make yourself at home, Creta. Okay, let's review. What was I talking to that day up in Thousand Oaks after I gave that speech? Or for all you grammarians in the room, maybe I should rephrase that. To whom was I speaking to? I was speaking to a 7-foot-tall Toastmaster. Toastmaster been in the organization for over 6 years. A Toastmaster who doesn't attend his club meetings very regularly. A Toastmaster who hadn't completed any manuals. A Toastmaster who hadn't served as a club officer. And a Toastmaster who talked to himself very negatively. And he had the nerve to come to the district governor and say, Toastmasters hasn't helped me. He kind of reminded me of the man who didn't kiss his wife for 10 years. And then he shot the man who did. No, you can't come back 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, or a lifetime later and say Toastmasters hasn't helped me or my life hasn't fallen into place somehow unless you've done the things that you were supposed to. And what prevented that Toastmaster from doing the things he was supposed to? Wasn't it the way that he was talking to himself? Don't you know that it's what we program in this little computer that can make all the difference in the world? And I'm sure most of you know that the human mind is the fastest working, coolest running, most compact and efficient computer mechanism ever produced in large quantities by unskilled labor. And it's what we program in this little computer that can make all the difference in the world. You know, maybe I can sum it all up in rhyme. Maybe I can give you something to help all of this stick to the ribs. If I can just relate to you a little rhyme, if I can remember the words of this poem, it goes like this. You can be a Toastmaster winner. Be you a veteran or a beginner. Well, that is, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can, you can. Why, you can raise a C up to an A. You can make the great athletic play. Or you could get in the school play. If you think you can. Oh, and it's not the talent or your gifted birth. It's not your bank book that'll determine your worth. It's not in the color or the texture of your skin. It's the way that you talk to yourself that'll help you win. Yes, you can profit through inflation. You can redirect a market or a nation if you think you can. Oh, and it doesn't matter if you've lost before. It's never over until the final gun. Is there one? So, ladies and gentlemen, District 33 Toastmasters, hold on to your dream and believe it. Go out and work. Attend every club meeting that you possibly can. Speak every chance you get. Complete those manuals. Get involved in pathways. Serve as a club officer. And you can achieve it. Well, that is, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can, you can. Now wait just a minute. Wait just a cotton-picking minute. You and I may agree with Whitney Houston when she says that life just falls into place somehow. But whether it falls into place or whether we direct the outcome, I hope I've been able to make the point here this morning that can depend a lot on whether we decide to enhance our chance. Have I made that point?
Yeah.
Oh, gee. You've been a great audience. I hate to leave you. You know, every speaker hates to leave a great audience. But I'm just one of the hired hands, and so I'm going to have to go. And but for being such a great, I should tell you though that I've developed throat trouble. Well, not really, but Jeannie told me if I talk longer than 20 minutes, she was going to cut my throat. But for being such a fine audience, let me close by extending this wish to all of you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Here's my closing wish, Jeannie, and then I'm done. May you always be blessed with the gift of dissatisfaction and divine discontent. May you have an unquenchable thirst for knowledge and an appetite for self-improvement that knows no satisfaction. May you always consider life as your greatest gift and your membership in Toastmasters as one of your finest investments. May you always think your best, live your noblest, and love your fullest. May the hinges of friendship never rust. And may the wings of love never lose a feather. And finally, until you and I come together again, I pray that you will take this message today, apply it to your personal life, your family life, your business life, your Toastmasters career, and then the next time you and I come together, I pray that you would walk up to me, look me right in the eye and say, Wayne, I've accomplished more, I've achieved more, I've done more. And I've done it all because I enhanced my chance. God bless you all, and thank you for listening to me.